Hi everybody. Today I'm going to go ahead and make a lane and then bring in a bowling pin. I already have a bowling pin made, and that'll be the goal is bringing that into the lane. But I thought I'd go ahead and talk a little bit about the lane dimensions and how I'd put these things together just to make things complete. So the first thing I did was brought up a little research on the lanes themselves. So the piece that's pretty easy to figure out is that from the foul line to the front pin is 60 feet, and then you've got 12 feet to kind of these pieces here, your starting spots, and then 3 feet for those dots. I'm not a bowling expert, so some of you may know more about this than I do. The piece that is excuse me, sometimes hard to figure out is exactly where these pins sit and how much distance is there. So I found this one here that talks about the dimensions. So it's got these three pieces. A is from the center of one pin to the next one that's next to it. B is from a pin in a row to one that's straight back, so that'd be from the 2 to the 8 or the 1 to the 5. So the 5 will sleep on the 1. And then C is going to be the length of these pieces. And as I look down, we got segment A is 12 inches, so 12 inches from one to the other. Segment B is 20.75 inches, so that's from here to here and here to here, and 36 inches along the side. Now I don't need all of those details for the sake of this model, but the part that's really valuable to know is that the distance from the front of the pin deck to the back is 40.25 inches. So we've got 60 feet there, 40.25, that's 3 feet 4 inches and a quarter. So 63, 73, 75 inches, 75 feet 4 and a quarter inches. So that's kind of the distance that I'm looking for here. And I am currently, if I look here, I am in a metric mode. As I was saying, I want to change my units of measure, so I go into my scene properties and I can set my units to imperial, and now I've got the pieces that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and make the Z on this be like 1 foot. I know that my Y is going to be my width because I'm going to have it come out this way on the X. So my Y, if I remember right, said that one. Alright, so it said that the width is 42 inches. Is that 3 feet? 3.5 feet? 36, 42, yes it is. And my X, I said, was 60 feet plus 12 feet. I could just go to the foul line, but I'll go ahead and add this in. So 72 plus 3, so 75, that's 36, 3 feet 4, so 60, 72, 75 feet 4 and a quarter inches. And we'll go back here and we'll say it's 75 feet 4.25 inches. And there is the lane itself. Okay. And then I can do some things with gutters, and I'm not going to bother to search all the things on a gutter. I'm going to go there. I'm going to add a circle here. I'm going to bring it to the end. Rotate it on the Y by 90 degrees. There we go. Go Y. I want it to touch right there. G on the Z up to about there, and I'm going to do a box select B. I'm going to cut off the top half of this thing. Oops, let's try that again. I'm going to delete the vertices. Okay. And then I'm going to use snapping to get this thing going. I guess I don't actually want to snap it because I really only want it to go to about, say, here. So look at what I did. Let's escape. I'm gonna go back to object mode, GX. That's why our perspective matters a lot, isn't it? Look at it on the Y, and that's looking pretty good. And then I can extrude that on the x-axis all the way up to, we can go all the way to the end. Put that straight on. Tab. Move that down just a little bit so it's below. And then I'm going to use the mirror modifier to pop this same thing over there, except I think maybe it's too big right now. So I'm going to scale it on the Y, scale it on the Z to flatten it out a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. So now if I use my snapping tool and I want to snap it edge to edge, and I'm going to go on the y-axis to there. Okay, so now I can drop a mirror modifier on this thing, and I'm going to mirror it across the cube on the y-axis, then it reappears right there. Apply that, and now I've got the gutters. Okay. And then if I edit this, what I kind of want to do is build a frame around the top. Escape. I'm going to go to my face, select, and choose that one. Come out on that a little bit. Extrude. I'm going to do Shift Tab to get rid of my snapping. There we go. GY to match that up. GY, oops, extrude. There we go. And then extrude that on the Z. Go up a little bit further, I went about there. Extrude up just a little bit more so that I can bring those out. Something like that would do pretty nicely. I could wall that in right now, but I'm not really going to do that. And then before I wanted to render, that would give me some really nice space to maybe put, sorry about that, put some lights up in here, and I could get those nice and low over the actual thing. So I'm going to save that as lane 2 dot blend. Okay, and I've got something that vaguely resembles a lane, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up my pin file. Okay, so here's my pin, and we see that its Z is 0.382 and its X is 0.123. I'm going to go ahead and switch my scene units here into imperial. So I've got 1¼ feet high and 0.4 feet wide. So let's check that against our actual metrics. 4.75 wide, 121, and the height is 15 inches tall. And if I go over to Blender, this thing is 1¼ and so that's 15, so that looks like it's probably just fine. So I can go ahead and save that, not that that really matters. I'm going to go back to, sorry I closed Blender on you there. I'm going to go ahead and open up lane 2, and I'm going to put the cursor somewhere around where I want it, and then I need to bring in my pin. So I have a couple of options. The first thing I might look at, I guess I should go into object mode first thing I might look at is bringing in an export. This area is for bringing in, or importing, is bringing in files from other programs or other sources. STLs, if you've taken the 3D printing class, that's something that we use in 3D printing a lot. OBJs, FBXs, various formats. But link and append are the ones we really want to talk about here. So these are the ones, if you look at the tooltip there, link from a library blend file. So these are the ones about bringing in from other blends. So linking, we'll go ahead and show that. It's not the one that we want, but we'll go ahead and show it. I'll bring in pin and I'll link it. And it gives me all the different things that are there. And if I go to my objects, I'll see that I've got my pin and I link it. And I zoom in, it looks like much better. And then all I gotta do is bring it up, G, Z. And I can't. Why not? If I tab, nope. Tab, go back to object mode, select it, and it won't change anything. And if I tab into edit mode, I can't. Why not? Escape. And I can't. So the thing is that if we look down here at the bottom right, escape, it should tell me at some point that I'm not allowed to edit a pin at all. And so it's not really going to work for me to link it. And so I can't edit it, I can't do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to try this append piece. So what append does is take something from another file and brings it in. So I append it, and there it is. If I want to move it, I can. So I'm going to go ahead and move that on the x-axis all the way to there. We can see that I've got a little bit of a problem there. I need to fix that. So I'm going to bring that about to the middle of my thing. One trick to make sure that things are going right on that is to put the origin. Let's try some snapping actually. Snapping to a face, and I will GZ there. And now it's sitting right on it. And then I can duplicate it, and I'll go X. And this is where I could take advantage of my X's, Y's, and Z's there to get the right distance. So I'm going to Shift D to duplicate and move that on the Y-axis for a bit. And so I'm expecting 3 in this one, so it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Y over here, the Y to about there, and then I'll go on the x-axis to about there. Yeah, it's looking okay. The Y to about there, and then I need 4, so I'm going to duplicate both of these, move them back to there, and then I'm going to duplicate that one, move it on the y-axis over to here, and that one over to there. Okay, and if I turn on my shading, my pins at least look like what they should. My gutters are a bit of a mess, but we see how we bring those in. You're welcome to clean that stuff up. I will spend some time cleaning my own up here and make it look a little bit better. But I don't need you to watch every bumbling step on that. But that's the basic idea of how you bring those things in. Thanks, everybody.